Hi, I'm Dr. Kirsten, the ManyPets vet.
And I'm Adem Fehmi, a dog trainer and behaviourist.
So here are our top tips for introducing your kids to dogs.
First thing is safety. It's really important that we think for both children and our dogs. Think about your dog's life stage, age of children that may be coming over to stay or maybe coming to live with the dog. It's really important to set good basic house rules and boundaries. For children, it's important that they understand what they can do around your dog, and for our dogs, it's important that they get a good experience with children.
Here are our top tips for children to follow.
No shouting or loud noises.
Gentle contact only. Most dogs prefer a nice scratch on the chest or pat on the back versus petting on the head or hugging, which can make them feel trapped.
It's always a good idea to call a dog to you if you want to give it attention. If they don't come, leave well alone.
And also remember, do not disturb dogs while they are resting, sleeping, or eating. This can avoid unwanted hazards.
It's really important for an adult to supervise dog and children interaction. Think about resources, food, toys, areas, and a dog's personal space. These are areas where dogs and children could have conflict. It's also important to have a safe place for your dog. This is really important. So the dog can reside away from children, or we can put children away from the dog. It's really important that your dog feels safe.
And most importantly to remember, again, dogs and children should always be supervised. So Adem, how do you recommend approaching these crucial first interactions with dogs and children?
So initially you want to make sure everything is safe. We could use a lead to keep the dog under control. Also make sure we prep our children if we can to not invade the dog's space. Take your time and really make sure it's positive. So we want to positively reward the dog to make a good experience for the dog around children.
And I think just as important as training your dog is, training your children is also important. So making sure that your kids feel comfortable as well. And that really comes from setting appropriate expectations and making sure that kids can recognize signs of a nervous or anxious dog that might want to be left alone.
And remember, all dogs and children are different. So really do take your time. Make interactions positive and safe. This is the key.
It's really important that everyone in the household is familiar with signs of an anxious dog. So we alluded to this a little bit earlier, but another way to go about it is just make a list. So look for signs of wide eyes and dilated pupils, yawning, licking their lips, hiding, whimpering. If we see these signs, it's important that children can recognize that this might be a time that we should step back and give the dog some space. It'll help avoid unwanted behaviors such as biting, scratching, and make interactions a lot more positive for everyone.
So if you'd like to know more about dog anxiety, we have another video which you can watch.
The big take-home points are, most importantly, keep your dog and your children supervised. We also want to foster positive reactions that will facilitate a lifetime of happy memories. And then lastly, knowing boundaries of your kids and boundaries of your dogs, and they will be well on their way to making their new best friend.
And if you have any worries around dogs and children, please do always seek professional behavioural advice.